Welcome back to the channel, lads and ladies, and we're not doing terribly well in the T-34 here, the American Heavy that is. Did that round go straight through the length of my 50 cal? Never works when I try it on enemy. Shenanigans, shenanigans I say, but shenanigans are exactly what we're gonna get up to in the what's this thing called? T-114. Why do I always just forget for a moment when I'm talking to people how to do? Anyway, you can probably tell from the fact that this little fella has a custom camo made by me for this adorable little monster of destruction that I like it quite a bit, very much, and a lot. And you'd be absolutely right in assuming so. This has a 3-round Clipazine autoloader with one in the tube for 4 rounds, hot, fresh, and ready within a few seconds downrange toward your enemy. In other words, you've got a lot of firepower in those Heat FS anti-tank grenades with a fairly reliable amount of accuracy. It has about the same muzzle velocity as the short 75 that you see on the early Sherman tanks, so learning to aim with this thing is not as difficult as it might seem at first, especially if you prefer lower mid-tier vehicles. And you may have noticed something about the profile of this tank destroyer. It's extremely low profile. We're hiding behind a T-92 light tank, one of the lowest profile tanks in the game, and there's pretty much no terrain feature you can't hide behind with this thing. So what are the limitations on this vehicle? You can see it has great mobility, very responsive controls. It's got the tracks, so it has plenty of traction for rough terrain or soft surfaces. It's even an amphibious vehicle, if you'll believe. Now we'll aim above the engine deck of the destroyed T. I said above, clear shot there. Well, the snail said no, so we're gonna work around here. One thing that's obviously lacking in this vehicle is armor protection. Although you can absorb or bounce some shots that really should kill you because the snail says no sometimes. You've got some very steeply angled upper frontal plate armor that can do stupid things sometimes, but I definitely wouldn't count on it. And what you have going for you is a high mobility, among the lowest profile in the game, and one of the most deadly weapon systems in the game for its tier in terms of anti-tank ability. You have a coaxial 50 cal not Ma Deuce machine gun that is really well, I say machine gun, but it's more like a ranging rifle, so you can use that to find the range. It's more or less where your shot's gonna go, but you've got a 3-round Clipazine. Why not just make that work for you and play boldly instead, sir? Boldly, I say boldly go. We're gonna get 10 kills in this thing, and that's not unheard of for the T-114, but that's pretty close to the best performance that I can get out of a ground vehicle with the skill that I have. And you can see we have just enough armor to avoid getting destroyed by that near artillery strike. So this is just about the best light vehicle that you can possibly ask for. It has scouting, it has a good field of view, it has an extremely low profile, it has good mobility, it has a fantastic gun. I say this is one of the most overpowered vehicles in 6.7, one of the most overpowered vehicles in the game if you play it like a light tank, and we're just killing everything we see. That's just Randy walking down the battlefield and killing everything he sees. But what's not to love about this thing? It's definitely bait for aircraft, and if somebody decides to get their vengeance on you with ordnance or heavy machine guns, then you're pretty much dead meat. But For whatever reason, that didn't happen during this match. Generally speaking, it is ground vehicles that win matches, so... Oh, he already did. We're working our way of becoming the curator of a tank graveyard here. Oh, hold on, hold still. This one's not quite dead yet. I hear something through the smoke, and our track absorbs that round from, what is that, a T-54, something like that. Anyway, he dead now. 2 shots cut clean through the side armor of the Soviet frying pan tank, and it's only another second before our track is repaired. And yes, this is a scout tank, guys. Honest, it's not overpowered. Like, the lightest vehicles in the game should be able to punch through the heaviest vehicles in the game, right? Right? I mean, that's fair. That I just have better mobility and firepower and the ability to 1 or 2 tap anything that I see. That's fair and balanced gameplay, right? This isn't a 7-3, 7-7 tank, honestly. Right? This could easily be a 7-3 or a 7-7 vehicle. At the very least, 7.0. But, I mean, if you just want to leave it as my favorite 6-7 War Thunder, then you know what? You do you. One other thing to note about this vehicle, if you haven't heard me rant about it before, because I have these incredible matches with the T-14 and then I make a video about it. It's just what I do. And my 6-7 American lineup is the most enjoyable, solid gold premium spam lineup that you've ever seen. It's just so delightful. The Americans consistently have access to some beautiful, fantastic vehicles, and from the moment that I saw T-114, I knew that I was going to have to buy it. It's such an odd looking thing. It's a very different design. I think it's the only T-114 chassis in the game. There are a ton of options for this hull. It was an APC of all things, and they put all kinds of equipment on it. So it'd be neat to see some more variants of the T-114 in game. It's a really solid base system, but you know what? This is probably the best one for anti-tank work, so I don't mind if I do. But it would be kind of fun to see, I don't know, if they made like one mounted with some heavy cannon or something. That'd be a lot of fun too. Even a couple of 50 cals would be fun to scoot around with this thing with that little bit lower of a tier. Anyway, we're doing just fine with our recoilless rifle. So, I hope you guys are having a good time in War Thunder. There's just been so much going on with the game, so many new vehicles coming to it, a lot of top tier and high tier stuff, and you know, that's not really my cup of tea. That's not where I belong. The 6-7 is a really nice spot because you get, even in a maximum up tier, you don't face the craziest vehicles in the game. You don't face any radar guided SPAA, so you can still, you kind of take it easy when it comes to the cast life, although the German SPAA and a certain Italian one can definitely shut down the skies in the hands of a skilled user. And look at look, this thing is so sneaky. You can hide behind absolutely anything, and that's something that this and the T-92 light tank have in common, although this is actually classified as a light tank destroyer and gets scouting just because reasons. It's such a good tank. It's just, Gaijin have done everything they can to make this thing powerful and effective, and I guess because it has such light armor and you do have to get a feel for the cannon, but it's such a good tank if you play it right, and that's what we happen to be doing this time. And even if you only pick up a kill or two and maybe scout a target or two, that's enough to get you into an aircraft or whatever else you want to get into for your respawn, just because this thing is so cheap to spawn, and I think it can cost as little as 70 SP in a 7-7 match, where it can still do exactly what it's doing right now. You can punch through everything with this thing. Another one of the delightful, charming aspects of this vehicle is that your playstyle does not change at all, whether you're in a full up tier or a full down tier. You just get to a good spot. You can play a little bit aggressively when it comes to the cannon, because you're going to have a reload fairly soon, so you can take those risky shots if that's what you decided that it's time to do. You can take those shots on the move. This thing doesn't bounce around too badly. The cannon itself doesn't really bounce around at all, so the fact that the hull does wobble a bit when you're on the move is not too bad. It's not the most unstable platform to fire from the move, despite its lack of a stabilizer. Could you imagine this thing with a stabilizer? Geez, it'd be almost as overpowered as the BMP. My God! But you know what? I haven't played much of the BMP. I'll have to take that for a spin sometime. But you gotta pry my little twisted fingernails off of American 6.7 if you're going to get me into some Soviet vehicles, and people have realized the BMP is actually strong. It's at a 7.3 now, and it seems to be doing all right there. So welcome to true American bias, welcome to premium bias, and I mean, what can I say? It's just a very good vehicle. It's always been fun for me. Hi, Mommy. I got the girls today. And I got Mommy. Chunky, say hi. Oh, you missed. I'm going to put on a new one. She's getting a new diaper every time that Chunky goes and takes a bath. We take off her old diaper, and then I give her a new diaper. And so we've got an extra, like, clean diaper floating around. Or, well, let's call it lightly used, you know? I don't know if you guys are into changing diapers, but that's my life right now. Hi, babe. Oh, you're beautiful. You got the marker on your face? Yeah. Mommy cleaned you all off, and now you got the marker right back on your face. Yes, you're very pretty.
Look at her.
Yeah?
What's a fun house?
Spider-Man house? I don't know anything about a Spider-Man house, but it sounds pretty fun. Do you think Spider-Man would use the door, or would he just, swing in through the window every time? Spider-Man house? Am I losing you? You're very pretty. Come here, baby. Want to cuddle? She's jumping on me. She's climbing me. She wants up on the couch. Oh, she wants Mommy's spot. She stole Mommy's spot. And she stole Mommy's cell phone. And she's trying to get into Mommy's coffee, but it's in a cup with a lid, so she can't get into that. And the Guppy's over here. She's got some marshmallows. I don't know, guys. Have things kind of quieted down in this match? Suddenly there's calm. It's like all the enemy tanks just got destroyed. So here we are in a battle scenario where we've got the two different capture zones, each one held by my team and then the enemy team. It's really more about just duking it out and wiping out the enemy team one vehicle at a time, and I've kind of shouldered that burden. Oddly enough, we're gonna end up having 12 kills in this match, one from our T-34 Heavy that I didn't show you, and after the T-114 sadly passes away with only 10 kills, we're gonna pick up one more with the AU-1, and then we're going to call it a night, and I'm still only going to end up being second place in my team. But you can see the number of players has been reduced significantly. It looks like maybe we're ahead on tickets, so we do have the option to wait out the enemy, but I'm not really interested in that. I mean, just sitting back and playing the boring game just so you can win. Sometimes that's worth it. We just bounced something big. which is just kind of stupid. It's kind of ridiculous, if you ask me. I think I see something there, and he does have eyes on us. It looked like that rock was in between him and me, which is why I stopped there, but I guess he had a shot. And that time, the snail did not smile upon us and have us bounce a ZSU 100 or whatever that open top Soviet tank is. Oh, that guy right there, SU 100. Yeah, that's the problem with playing SU 100, by the way. Cass can just shred you. Ostwin 2 Bro came in to, if not rescue his friend, at least avenge him. But that's a nice match. You had 200,000 some SP and then more RP than you can shake a stick at. I'm not really interested in researching any of this stuff anyway. I have what I want. But that was nice. That was nice. T114, lads and ladies. Catch you in the next video. Bye-bye. Guppy say bye-bye.